Hello everyone, this is Mark Miller from Focus on Success with our July 2014 educational update. In this month's video, we'll be discussing some of the important events that moved markets last month and give you some insight into what they mean for you as an investor. Please stay tuned at the end for a required disclosure statement. Expectations about the economy drove a lot of the market activity in July. After the economy contracted in the first quarter, investors pinned their hopes on resurgence in the second quarter. Were they right to hope? It looks like they were. The first estimate of second quarter economic growth showed that gross domestic product surged 4%, far surpassing expectations. The report also showed that the economy didn't do as poorly in the first quarter as we thought. Keep in mind, though, that these estimates often change as data is revised, so we may see that number come down in the future. Underlining the great economic growth number is a significant increase in consumer spending, which accounts for 70% of economic activity in the U.S. In the second quarter, consumers unlimbered their wallets and spent much more on goods and services than in the first quarter. Americans also saved more last quarter, which could be great news for future spending, especially as we get closer to the holiday season. On the other hand, the July jobs report turned out to be a slight disappointment. Official numbers show that the economy created 209,000 new jobs in July, well below expectations of 233,000. Headline unemployment ticked upward a notch to 6.2% from 6.1% in June. But let's talk about the good news in the jobs report. Most of the job creation in July was in full-time jobs, which is great news for Americans who have been trapped in low-paying or part-time jobs. It's also good news for future consumer spending. June numbers were also revised upwards and showed 298,000 new jobs. This means that over 500,000 new jobs were created in June and July alone, as compared to 276,000 new jobs in the same period last year. Over the last year, the labor market has made major strides, and we shouldn't look at this slight hiccup as a negative. Looking ahead, we expect global security to be an issue for markets as investors worry about how violence in the Middle East and sanctions against Russia will affect economies around the world. Although underlying economic trends are moving in the right direction, we may still see volatility around important reports. Well, that's it for this month's educational economic update, and we will plan to check back again next month. This is Mark Miller with Focus on Success, signing off for the month of July 2014. If you have any questions about what you heard in this update or would like to discuss your personal financial situation, please give us a call at 859-331-2010. We'll be happy to talk to you. While we believe the information in this report is reliable, we cannot guarantee its accuracy. Opinions expressed are subject to change without notice and are not intended as investment advice or a solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security. Please consult your financial professional before making